Hey folks, thanks for joining me in this tips video. In this video, I'd like to talk about or share some information on working with the Bootstrap carousels that we use. And here's a good example of a Bootstrap carousel. It's the on this particular template. Up at the header here, we have some text, boom, boom button, right? We go to the next one, it animates and does some really cool stuff as it loads into the page. It sits there for a few seconds and it rotates through to the next piece of text. Now we have typically two types of carousels that we use in the templates, and probably more as we add more features down the road. But for now, we're using the Bootstrap carousel and the Owl carousel. The Owl carousel typically works with div containers and images or thumbnails, and the Bootstrap carousel we typically reserve for animating text in and out of the page, and there may be some background image in there as well. But in this example, this is just text, and I'm going to show you how to add more text containers, if you want to call it that, or add more slides to the Bootstrap carousel, how to remove what's there, how to change the timing, and a few things like that. So let's jump right into Expression Web, and we'll take a look at the example we have right here. This is the what we call the BS welcome. When you go to the tutorials for each individual page, you'll see that there is a specific tutorial on editing this one component. But for now, in general, we'll just open up the library, the components, and the carousels folder. And right here, BS welcome. Okay, let's just open this page up and take a look at it. And now the way the page is set up for your design window is we have, the first message, the second message, the third, and the fourth message. These messages are broken into or grouped in a div container, all under the item class right here. So it uses a class of item, very much like the Owl carousel, right? And we've commented them as slides. Okay, so if you want to add more than the 4 messages that are already there, simple thing to do is you would find the last one here, or you could actually go into any one. We'll just use this message 3 as an example. I'll just sort of double click here for a second, flip over to code view. Okay, so this is the third message right here. All I need to do to add another one is copy an existing slide, and in between the commented bits here, slide and slide, I'm going to paste that, and now I've got another one. And what I would do is I would make sure everything's in order. So message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4, and no, you won't see this in the actual page. This is just a special script I use to help point things out in the design window or the library file. But I'm just going to renumber things so it keeps my little head straight. And now I can go ahead and make changes to the content within that particular slide or message. And of course, removing things are just the same way. So I'm just going to quickly undo what I did there. Let's say we only need 3 messages. I want to get rid of the last one. I'm just going to sort of click in this area or click on the text within that message area. Flip over to the code view, and there's the slide right there. I'm just going to remove the code. You see how everything's commented, slide and slide? Just grab the closing one or grab the opening one, scroll down till you grab the closing one, hit delete on your keyboard, and now you've gotten rid of the entire slide. All right, something else we can do is we can adjust the timing of the slide, right? Or the timing of the text. And it's right up here at the very top where your ID is. This one is BS welcome. Right over here, the data interval. This one's set to 11,000, which is 11 seconds. If you wanted each slide to rip through at, say, 5 seconds a piece, just type in 5,000 for 5,000 milliseconds or 5 seconds. Now keep in mind, I went with 11 because I actually sat there and read the message to make sure that I could read all the content within that message box within what I would call an average time. So if you have a lot of text in there, you're going to need to increase it. If you only have one line like, hey, welcome to my website, you can change that down to 3,000 milliseconds if you want to for a 3-second interval, right? So really up to you, but that's something you can play around with. As a fallback, we actually have the site, JavaScript, and the theme init, right? And there's a fallback right here for the, there we go, interval time right there. That one isn't used because it's overwritten by this guy right here, but if you ever, for whatever reason, couldn't use that data attribute interval, you could use the interval within the init right here. For now, it's just inert because we've overwritten it here. But if you happen to see this in here, just so you know that the interval, this is not being used, right? We've modified it to use the data interval because it's a little bit faster and easier to update